It's crispy. There comes a time every year where team management comes together to decide on a player to help grow their franchise into an NBA contender for a championship. That time is the NBA draft. There are franchises when it comes to their time to pick, look like they don't know a lick of basketball at all, and look like complete idiots when the season starts. It seems to occur more often than none to the same teams, year after year. Welcome back, guys, to Crispy Sports Leaks, where I'm going to take you through the all Timberwolves ghost team. The Timberwolves management seems to lack on finding good talent. Other than drafting Karl-Anthony Towns, from the looks of it, they have a bunch of airheads over there. Maybe it's hard for some people to find good talent, or a player that will grow into a star over time. There's usually a few traits you can see in a guy if they're going to be a good NBA player or not. Some teams also do a bad job developing players. But anyways, let's get back to why the Timberwolves are the slowest franchise in the league. To start it off with the Wolves all-ghost team, who will bring out Mr. Triple-Double himself, Russell Westbrook. In the 2008 draft, the Timberwolves took OJ Mayo instead. I mean, it's not like OJ Mayo was a bad player, but from the looks of it now, he's not even in the league anymore. The Wolves took OJ Mayo with the number 3 pick, and Russell Westbrook went right behind him at number 4 to Seattle. Sports analysts compared Mayo to be the next LeBron James. I'm not sure what the hell they were thinking with that comparison, because they were way off. Westbrook grew into the league's most dominant point guard, becoming an MVP in the 2016-17 season. That's a tough break for the Wolves. He could have helped their franchise a lot with all their point guard problems. The next player they missed out on is a future Hall of Famer. He changed the way the game is played today, and now every kid's dream is to be just like him. But this man's name is Stephen Curry, the best shooter in NBA history. How do you miss out on a guy like this twice in the same draft? He was a back-to-back MVP, a 3-time champion. He's a franchise-changing player. This is where the slow part comes in because they drafted Ricky Rubio and Johnny Flynn in the 2009 draft. Are you kidding me? Johnny Flynn is one of the biggest busts in history. Dude was hot trash. He's doo-doo. And if anybody saw Curry play in college, you knew he was going to be something special. As we get through this list, the Wolves are going to look dumber and dumber. It's tough to see this happen year after year. By just selecting one of these guys would have changed their franchise completely. Well, the next guy to be on their all-ghost team is DeMarcus Cousins. This is the following year right after Stephen Curry. They decided to draft Wesley Johnson instead. That dude has been a complete joke. They even missed out on players like Paul George as well. I mean, either one of these guys could have changed their franchise, but they chose to go with a complete bum. So 3 years in a row, they could have had some franchise-changing players, but decided to go with all the hype instead of finding pure talent and dominant players. The following year in the 2011 draft, the Timberwolves decided to go with Derek Williams at number 2 instead of a whole bunch of great players. But the best player in that draft was a sleeper. Not many people thought he was going to be great, but has made a name for himself over the years. He's a 2-time champion and Finals MVP on 2 different teams. Kawhi Leonard is a fundamentally sound player that plays on both sides of the ball. Not many players are able to do what he can at such a high level, but so far the Wolves would be tough to beat with the players they could have had. I mean, it's not like they could have had those players year after year, but just one of these guys could have helped their franchise. So far, the Wolves ghost team looks something like this. Stephen Curry and Westbrook starting in your backcourt, and then you have DeMarcus Cousins down low and Kawhi on the wing. That's a tough team to compete with. But let's not forget about this last guy that could have turned their franchise upside down. He's a generational type talent that doesn't come around often, and he was also last season's MVP. He's the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo. In the 2013 draft, the Timberwolves decided to go with Trey Burke instead, thinking he was going to have a better career, letting Giannis fall to 15th in the draft to the Bucks. I don't know about you guys, but that makes me freaking sick. Another one of the Timberwolves' dumbass picks. Is that bad luck, or do they need to fire whoever puts in the last word on draft night? That might be the question of the century for them. Their starting 5 for their all-time ghost team looks something like this. You got Stephen Curry and Westbrook in the backcourt. You have Kawhi on the wing, and then you have Giannis and DeMarcus Cousins banging down low. I'm not sure how many teams would be able to keep up with that squad every night. That team right there would be disgusting to see. Honestly, do you think they lose more than 10 games? The Wolves need to do some reevaluating, because that Timberwolves all-time ghost team might be the best in history. Well guys, that's all I have for you today. Thank you for watching Crispy Sports Leaks, Wolves all-time ghost team. I appreciate all the support during the growth, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. And as always, see you next time, and keep it crispy. And now here's your Krispy Rap Recap by my boy D503.
What happened to the Timberwolves? I don't know. If they just made the right picks, they'd be on a roll. Could've had Curry twice now. Would've been lights out. Would've been nice now. Damn. They could've had a ring. I would say that they shoulda, coulda, woulda team. Pick Johnson, they could've had Cousins. Bad decision. They must've been buzzing. Oh man, I am just appalled. And Trey Burke was the worst choice of all. Cause I was just astonished when Crispy said they could have had Giannis. I'm flipping dead. Good God, they could have had a squad. Look, how they picked Mayo over Westbrook. I'm not saying that OJ played badly, but Westbrook would make OJ cry for daddy. Oh me, oh my. Derek Williams, they could have had Kawhi. Derek better. They must have been high. The lie detector determines that was a lie. If they had better management, then it'd been over. I'm just real glad I ain't from Minnesota. Thought I've been sick about this whole thing. Let me introduce you to the members of the Ghost Team.